The day I'm filming this is on June 13th, and I want you to know that because this video probably won't be posted for another couple of days. But today has a very significant meaning, and I want to tell you about the miracle that happened on June 13th, 1992. I'm Christine Harrington, and you're at the Eternal Life Plan channel. Well, as I said, there was a miracle that happened in my life on June 13th, 1992, and that was the birth of my son, Luke. It's hard to believe he's 25 now, but something very significant happened to both my son and myself, and that is at childbirth, both Luke and I died. Thanks be to God that because of God, He worked through the doctors and performed miracles on both Luke and I. My story goes a little bit further, and I've never talked about this publicly. So today's the first time. You see, when I died, I had a near-death experience. I gotta tell you, it was frightening. At the time that I gave birth to my son, I was out of the Catholic Church. I was attending a non-denominational Christian church. So when I went into labor with my son, I labored for 27 hours, and they decided that they were going to have to do an emergency C-section. My blood pressure was out of control. They had me in restraints in the hospital bed when they were wheeling me in to do the C-section. Luke was stuck in the birth canal and his heartbeat was getting fainter and fainter, so they had to do something. He was a 13-pound baby. So as they put me under to do the C-section, I thought that I would wake up and I'd have this beautiful baby and life would be good. But that's not what happened. I remember floating up on the ceiling and looking down at the doctors frantically operating on me. And then everything went black. I mean, total blackness. And I got this panicky feeling. And I cried out, "Oh God, am I dead? Am I in hell?" I remember that feeling so well. And I kept pleading to God, "Oh, please, God, please don't let me be in hell. Please, God." And I saw this really, really like tiny little light off in the distance. And I remember just moving towards it. And this may sound silly, but I was trying to see my hands. I was trying to see my arms. I was looking down trying to see my feet. And I couldn't see anything. But it's not like I was walking, it was like I was moving towards this light. And the closer and closer and closer I got to the light, the brighter and warmer the light became. This anxiety I was feeling all of a sudden washed away from me. And I felt the most incredible love and joy. I mean, strong emotions that I had never experienced on earth. I was almost completely out of the darkness into the light when I felt two beings with me. I think they were angels. I didn't see them, but I knew they were there. I knew they were good. I had that sense they were good. And they said to me, I had a choice. I could either stay or I could go back. The decision was up to me. And I remember feeling so torn because I had never felt that kind of love and joy before. And it was almost as if all my emotions were 100 times greater than they were on earth. So I said, well, if I stay, what will happen to my baby? And they assured me that Luke would be perfectly fine and that he would live a good life on earth. And I kept going back and forth thinking, what should I do? What should I do? And they said, the time has come for you to make a decision. And so I just said, I have to go back. I cannot leave my baby. And then I woke up 4 days later. To this day, I have no clue what happened to me. That 4 days had passed. My mother swears I was in a coma. The doctors couldn't explain it other than I was out for 4 days. That's what I was told. Then this panic came across me. Where's my baby? And they said that there were complications during the birth and that Luke had a 50-50% chance of living. I was devastated, as you can imagine. They asked if I wanted a minister to come and visit with me. And I said that I did. And I told them what church that I was going to. Within 2 to 3 hours, the minister from the church I was going to was at my hospital bed. Now, I was still in intensive care. Luke was in neonatal care. And all I could see was one Polaroid photograph that they took of him, and they put the photograph of Luke on my hospital bed. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to do this. So I could see what he looked like. And the minister came and prayed with me. And I told God that if he would please save my son, I would make sure that Luke knew him. 24 hours passed. The neonatal surgeon came to me and said they do not know what happened, but Luke was perfectly fine. He was off the life support system they had him on. They said that he was completely healed and they can't explain it. That was the miracle that happened on June 13th, 1992. And I wanted to share the story with you because today my son's 25 years old and he knows God. Miracles do happen every single day. And it was because of that experience I decided to go back to the Catholic Church. And this time, I decided I was going to learn everything there was about the Catholic Church and not rely on my memory from the grade school days of religion class. So I bought everything I could get my hands on to learn about the Catholic Church. And that's why I'm here today telling you about my Catholic life. Do you have an eternal life plan? I hope so. Thank you for watching and God bless you. Bye-bye.